Disneyland is your land.
Come seek an adventure at the old pirates, eh?
Make the jump to life speed.
Hi there, Mouseketeers. Welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where our toes tap to a Disneyland drum.
And we always whistle while we work.
The Galactic Starcruiser Hotel is truly an innovative concept, an immersive hotel experience attached to a specific theme park experience. There are interactive fantasy theme parks and events, but 2 nights in a multi-million-dollar 24/7 immersive Star Wars theater simulating a huge spaceship touring space sounds incredible.
We would argue that immersive attractions have been the most popular theme park aspects of the past 2 decades. Theme parks have continued to build more complete, detailed, and immersive worlds.
Places like Cars Land, Pandora, the world of Avatar, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and Galaxy's Edge surround you with layer upon layer of detail. You get to step into the films. These places are amazing. As we get closer to the opening of the Star Wars Hotel, we're incredibly curious to see how it all goes. And we truly hope it blows us away, but there are quite a few things we see that make us wonder if it's gonna be a success.
First, let's look at the cost. A 2-night stay is required, with a 1 p.m. check-in on day 1 and a 9:30 a.m. checkout on day 3. Boy, that's early. Rooms cost between $2,400 to $3,400 a night, and that's about $5,000 to $7,000 for your trip.
We wouldn't consider that to be a particularly accessible price point for 2 nights. Most hardcore Star Wars fans will either not be able to afford this or will likely only make the pilgrimage once in their lives. And if this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, it needs to be something amazing.
And that cost, by the way, that's a starting point. You can upgrade to a slightly bigger room. And there will be other costs, of course. You'll have the opportunity to spend money on alcoholic beverages, special events, shopping, and who knows what else, and everything in the parks.
The whole experience is trying to model itself after a cruise, so there are some significant included amenities like meals and a ticket to Hollywood Studios, and even, lo and behold, free parking.
For that kind of money, you could live it up at another Walt Disney World top-tier resort and enjoy amenities that you're not going to get at a Star Wars hotel, like large, soft, luxurious rooms, a pool or a spa, other beach and water activities, animals nearby, exercise amenities, or even just the ability to step outside. Now, I get that's not the point of the Galactic Starcruiser, but for that price, it is worth considering.
Let's look at the rooms. They look small. No, they look tiny. Disney says there are 100 rooms in the hotel, and that's really not a lot. For comparison, the Disneyland Hotel has almost 1,000 rooms. Considering how small the rooms are, there must be a lot of backstage space dedicated to making all the effects work. It takes a big footprint to create real depth in the rear projected window simulations included in each room.
For the cost, the rooms seem really lackluster and small, almost like Star Trek holding cell size. Will Riker's room in bed sure seemed a lot bigger. I appreciate the convincing theming, it is well done, but why can't it look more like a Nubian yacht and less like a Klingon warship?
You can upgrade to a suite, but it doesn't seem to offer much more room. We've heard rumors suggesting it was designed this way so people wouldn't want to stay in their rooms for long and would therefore go out into the hotel and participate in the group activities more.
And this leads us to another concern. The whole thing is inside all the time with no real windows. And we appreciate that Disney makes a very convincing space diorama outside the fake windows, but you can tell they're fake. I mean, we have to imagine it's on the mind of people who are even slightly claustrophobic that there does not appear to be a way to just step outside for a moment or even look at it.
It seems like some kind of holodeck-like space should have been included to be able to introduce some organic aspects to the design. We really hope the large common spaces make up for this and keep the place feeling large and open.
Now, you're going to get to go outside when you visit Galaxy's Edge. It is suggested that you spend at least part of your stay at Galaxy's Edge. In fact, this is one of the things that we're most curious about. It could just be VIP access to the average Batuu experiences, and it definitely does include fast access to the 2 rides.
But it could be a really amazing perk. It does seem to include at least one story moment, which is perhaps the most exciting unknown about the whole thing. If there are unique activities, character interactions, and more to experience at Galaxy's Edge, that could be incredible.
But at the same time, it does seem odd that you're paying a lot of money to stay at this hotel, but they're suggesting for your itinerary you spend a lot of your time at Hollywood Studios. Now, your time is going to move quickly. You're not even at the hotel for 48 hours.
Is Disney relying on Galaxy's Edge to sell the experience of the Galactic Starcruiser Hotel? Batuu is a really well-done land. There's so much backstory and culture attached to every detail, and the rides are fantastic. But it is worth noting that the land wasn't very well received until Rise of the Resistance opened.
And the promo videos for the new hotel are not nearly as impressive. Not as impressive as Rise of the Resistance at all, and it seems like they should be. In fact, if you took away the lightsabers and you added a teleporter, it could easily be a Star Trek-themed hotel.
Another one of our doubts is the transport used to get from the hotel to the park. Disney promises to keep everything in the story as you go between, which makes me think of the Hogwarts Express at Universal Orlando.
An amazing experience to be sure, what a great ride. But unless Disney has installed tracks and built a new vehicle, which we doubt, it is probably going to be a standard old bus, rigged up with screens all around the windows, and I imagine that the bounce of the bus and the feel of the brakes will be instantly recognizable as a bus. And it'll be quite interesting to see it looking from the outside too. It's going to take quite a few bus trips to get the potentially 400 or so guests back and forth to the parks.
When you compare the actual images to the concept art, it raises questions that Disney may be overpromising and under-delivering a bit here. You can see in some cases the actual hotel is a touch starker and simpler than the drawings suggest.
The helm controls that look like a big video game, not too much more than you might find at Dave & Buster's. And the lightsaber training, it looks less like defending yourself from a laser blast and more like sticking a pole into a beam of light. Now, they might be more than that and might be really fun, but that's kind of what they look like so far.
And Disney put out a promotional video discussing itinerary information that is definitely not up to its usual production standards. It was noticeable.
The other question we have is, how are all the people who don't like doing theater improv going to handle this experience?
Some of the things on the itinerary seem like more passive experiences, like watching Star Wars-themed musical acts at the Sublight Lounge, but others range from sabacc tournaments to several interactive story moments lasting from 30 minutes to over an hour, peppered throughout your stay.
During these character moments, Disney says you might hide a stowaway or broker a deal to steal a spaceship, or perhaps even start a smuggling ring and pull off a heist. And we can't help but wonder, how dependent on the guests are these moments going to be?
This sounds like a lot of improv to me, and good improv requires everyone to participate and embrace the idea of yes and. Meaning, you agree with what the other actor has proposed and then add to it. This is going to be super fun for some people, but for others, it's going to possibly be annoying and even stressful. It's going to be a challenge for Disney to balance how active or passive guest roles should be.
But even worse would be if most of the story interaction came via the DataPad app rather than an actual interaction with a cast member. And we unfortunately suspect that that might be the case for much of it. If you think about it, it's going to take a lot of actors to have personal interactions with 400 guests in a half-an-hour period. And that's how it seems that they have many of the story moments scheduled.
The website says the DataPad will be used for creating your itinerary, and the purple lady in the promo video Disney put out is obviously using a phone in the video, so it's fairly safe to assume that there will be lots of using an app during your stay.
Now, one would think that a high-end Star Wars-themed hotel with only 100 rooms would be sold out for a year in advance. And indeed, all the possible dates did sell out when they first became available.
But as we creep closer to the March opening and deposit deadlines have passed, there have been a significant number of cancellations and many dates have opened up. You can even book the hotel during its first few opening weeks in March, and that's pretty surprising.
Probably because it's so expensive, many folks canceled once they actually had to fork over that money. But others might just be reconsidering if it's actually worth the cost.
We're super curious to learn more about the Galactic Starcruiser. We imagine Disney will release more information soon, and the March opening is not too far away. We honestly can't wait to see. We hope it lives up to its potential.
Thanks for joining us at the Disneyland Beat today. Let us know your thoughts on the Star Wars Hotel in the comments.
See you real soon, Mouseketeers.
See you real soon.